What's going on, man? We living good. We great. Another topic I want to touch on today is about why we are herbivores. Why us as humans are herbivores. First off, let's look at it as a anatomy and physical thing. So, if we were carnivores, we would have sharp, big teeth, like a lion, because those are made to rip and devour our food. Our teeth are flat because herbivores' teeth are made to go side to side when we chew our vegetables and fruits. The anatomy of us is perfectly designed for us. There's nothing that physically we are that is not aligned for our main purpose. Then you look at our digestive tract of us is 30 to 40 feet long. Meaning when we consume certain things, for example, meat, it's very dense, so it takes a long time to digest it because it has to go through a longer digestive tract for us to get it out of our system. And we look at a lion is digestive tract is 3 to 5 feet. What does that tell you? That tells you that when they consume meat or this carnivore diet, the meat does not have the time to rot in their body. So that's why they are able to consume meat. Also, if you look at it like we are not running around on all fours to where we would have to hunt and track our meat down. Like, nature is perfectly divine and designed for us. If we was made to hunt our food, there would be certain things in nature naturally that we would not have to create, like a gun, to get the meat. We would be able to hunt that shit down our damn self. Then we look at psychologically and spiritually, the consumption of meat keeps us at a low vibrational state. Because when we slaughter animals that are being slaughtered in fear and they're aware of this fear and panic, they are dying that way. And if you know anything about energy can't be destroyed, only transferred or transformed. So when we consume things like that die in a fearful state, we are going to embody that life force that we just consumed. And with that fear and that anxiety is going to play a part onto us. We're not made to eat meat. We're herbivores. 75% of animals are herbivores as well. So to take on the lion, out of all the motherfucking animals in the kingdom, the animal kingdom, the lion is the one y'all talk about. However, the lion also kills his babies. You ain't gonna kill your baby, is you? Type shit. So our anatomy is perfectly designed for us. And that's the point I'm trying to get across, is like, once you're aware that it's everything's vibrational. You consuming meat is a low vibrational thing that will keep you thinking that you want that you want to keep consuming something that is dead. If you want to treat your body like a temple, you're not going to put things that are dead and bloody in it. You're going to want living foods. You're going to want high vibrational foods because that is really what the energy that you want to portray. So you're not even going to want to consume nothing like that because naturally, if you want your body to operate at its top capacity, you're going to want to put in carbon-based foods because we are carbon beings. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. That is carbon at its base form, and that's what we are, and that's what we need to optimally be at a high vibrational form. And then you wonder why there is every fucking corner there is chicken places and meat places and fast food. Why? Because it is keeping you very dense. It's keeping you looking and perceiving things in a way of control. It's for control. It's controlling us, so we're not conscious creators. That's the biggest thing. 90% of the matrix is to make sure we don't become conscious creators. And that's how the system that we are here to experience doesn't really operate for you, not for everyone, because not everyone's journey is the same. So I can't say it's for everyone because it's not. At the end of the day, it's not going to be for everyone, and that's okay because that's the reality that we live in. You know, it's chosen for us. Just looking at my notes here. Also, you look at it like anything that deals with blood is ritualistic. You are consuming blood, literal blood of an animal, and blood bonds. Like if you talk about like certain blood rituals, it bonds certain things to it. Like if you have sex with a woman on their period, it's going to bond you to that woman, and you don't want that because at the end of the day, you don't know. You have to be there. Like you don't know what's going to happen from that. Like that's why blood is important in rituals and like shit like that. And then you look at why 90% of fast food is the color red, orange, and yellow. Just ask yourself why. Because you subconsciously see that color in certain chakras, the low vibrational chakras, the lowest ones. They get triggered because they're like, oh, I see this color and it's triggering me to think I'm hungry. It's color psychology, bro. That's all it is. It's color psychology. You're not always hungry when you see red, but it's when we see them certain colors, it taps into our survival energetic parts of us. And I'm not going to touch on chakras today because I know that I'm eventually going to touch on every chakra. But as far as us having a desire for food, it's because we see them colors and it taps into our survival instincts of us in our chakra system to where we think that we're hungry. Every 90% of what's going on is to control us. And like I said, the conscious creative aspect is big because if you can't control what goes in your mouth, you're not controlling what comes out of it. And you have the most powerful thing you can do is control what goes in and what comes out. And that's just the reality of it. That's just facts. So if you want to treat your body like a temple, it's going to be difficult, especially if that's all you've consumed was meat. But when I stopped cold turkey. Well, not really cold turkey, but when I was aware of certain things, I didn't never go back, and I'm never going to go back, because I see how my body is producing things now. The fact that I don't consume dead things, and the mental fog and the clarity that you get is something that you would have to experience, and it can't be a week or 2 weeks. It has to be a prolonged journey, and you have to dive deep within self to actually understand why meat is pushed so heavily. And that's all I'm here to say today. And people talk about, oh, where do you get your protein from? There's vegetables that you can get protein from, maybe not as much. But take a step back and you ask yourself, excuse me, you ask yourself, where did the animals get theirs? The biggest animals in the fucking jungle eat plants, which their protein comes from a plant. The fucking gorilla eats plants. Elephant eats plants. So if you're going to take anything from animal in the cycle of nature, go all the way around. You can't just go with the lion, because that's one aspect. Let's dive deeper than that. Everything's much more deeper than what you think. Remember, to be aware is to be alive. Once you're aware of certain things, you cannot mentally every single day go against what you know. If you are, then there's no point of you even. It's like you're just like. But this subconscious reality is made of bots and conscious creators. So even bots have a certain thing that they're going to do and not going to do. So as a conscious creator, you're going to do certain things. Certain things you're going to do and certain things you're not going to do. But that's okay, because it's like your paradigm for you is very unique for your evolution. And I'm not going to go too deep on that, because, again, I got more topics on that. But I want to keep this short and sweet, because most of my videos have been kind of like 20, 30 minutes. But just tap in. They want us to be in our animalistic nature, because they don't want us to consciously create everything that we desire. And that's how we evolve, bro. Once we consciously are able to do things like that, you will be grateful to experience everything. And it's not going to happen overnight. The subconscious is very powerful, and the things that we do daily affect things that we do daily on a daily. It's like programs for our subconscious. Subconscious is 90% of reality. So to alter the way that we consciously see things, you have to subconsciously change your subconscious. No, you have to. But before that, you have to consciously change your subconscious, which is not easy to do. That's why not everyone can do it. But once you let go of control of thinking that you know everything and thinking that everything is just for you in this reality, you know that it's against me for me, though, at the end of the day. Because I can't evolve as a soul if I don't experience certain things that is going to go against my soul. So once you're awakened to that, or aware to that, then this shit becomes a fucking beautiful ass thing. And it's like, bro, like, I can't be stopped. I can't. So appreciate everyone for tuning in to the Wise Wise podcast. I'm your host. You know me. See y'all soon. Namaste.